Hello, welcome to Theosophy in Wales. I'm Dave Marsland. The Mayavi Rupa, the image of a person seen at a distance. It's also known as the thought body, the body of illusion. In fact, that's the most common term used to describe it. The body of projection, which I think is the best term. It's also known as the astral body or the astral emotional body, but it's really only one type of astral body. It's not the body of astral travel, which is another subject. It's more of a projection of a thought form rather than a vehicle of consciousness. Now, it's an artificial body and very often temporary, fairly temporary, and it's formed of mental and astral elements. It's projected, and distance is irrelevant here. You can project it all over the world. It's projected by concentration or stress. So a person who has done some work on this can probably, well, it's probably not easy, but someone who's worked on this can actually project an image of themselves. It also works completely independently of spiritual development. It's a technique. It's not really a spiritual practice in itself. Now, stress. People have projected an image of themselves involuntarily during war or disaster, extreme stress, and it's happened involuntarily, and they've appeared to somebody at a great distance. Also, people at the point of death sometimes send out an image of themselves to loved ones at a distance. Again, distance is absolutely no object, it's irrelevant here. Now, the Mayavi Rupa is really associated mainly with Indian fakirs and Indian religious leaders. In the West, it's probably associated mostly with Padre Pio Forgione. There are a number of stories of his appearance at the other side of the world. When he was in Italy and he appeared to someone in Uruguay. And he clearly had the ability to do this, and he was a spiritual figure. Indian fakirs can do it as a technique. They're not necessarily spiritually advanced. But many Indian religious figures are able to do this, and they have good spiritual reasons for doing it, as did Padre Pio Forgione. Now, it's unlikely that the Mayavi Rupa can see you. For the Mayavi Rupa to be able to see you would require remote viewing, which is a different technique. It's not impossible, though. It may be able to see you, but it's very unlikely. But if you see a Mayavi Rupa, a channel of telepathic communication has been opened up, whether it's voluntary or involuntary. So you may be able to speak to the Mayavi Rupa and get a message back to the sender.